On Seth Talk today, I'm discussing the application process. And I'm going to lay some hard truths on y'all. If you haven't done this yet, this is the worst experience of your life. This and the actual job interview. Now, it shouldn't be like this. It should be simple. You should go in, grab your application, 2 pages long, information that you can write down without even thinking about it. But instead, in this world that we live in that has to make things more complicated than they ever need to be, it is 5 pages long, and I have to go into a bank to verify whether or not this is true. And that's a true story. I have had to go to a bank to verify information for a job. And I understand things like my name, my mother's names, even like a telephone number in case they can't reach me. But when they're asking me for my friends' names and for their addresses and phone numbers, I'm like, well, my friends could be murderers, they could be thieves, and I could get anyone to vouch for me. So why do you need that information? How is that important? Anyone could fake that information. And like if you were going on a date and your date asked you like, who's 3 of your friends, you'd be okay with answering that. But if she asked you what their telephone numbers were and their addresses, you'd think she was trying to stalk you. And I feel the same way. And then they ask you like your past jobs. Okay. But then they ask you for your past jobs' addresses. Why would I know that? Why would you need to know that? Their telephone numbers, fine, I'll give you those. But why do you need to know the address of the place? And then they're asking about, like, what gender you are, what race, what religion, things I don't even want to reveal to people. I don't want to talk about those kind of things. And they should be optional, but sometimes they're not optional on a job application. And they're like, oh, it's okay. I mean, we know what we're doing. We're not going to tell anyone. Like, well, okay. And the worst was when some job asked me for my blood type. That was dumb. I had to go looking for it. It wasn't even anything that would have needed my blood type either. Or asking me about my car's model and its license number. And the only question you should ask is whether or not you can drive and whether you're able to get to work. That should be the only question there. It shouldn't be asking all that other stuff. Unless you're doing a job where you'd be using your car, which is fair enough. But, and to me, the jobs try to act like, well, this is stuff we need to know. This is information that is important. And they're like, oh, you're being unprofessional. But you know what? I'm going to say this. I think you're the one that's being unprofessional for asking me all of these questions. I don't look at you as highly as I would some job that didn't ask me these questions. Honest to goodness. So, those are my 2 cents on the subjects. Peace.